attitude, I'm off the roof, up in the air. Let's run, I make it count, yeah, I'm talking right now. Feel like the comeback kid, got no time to spare. Double up score, turn it 2 to 4. You know I win a lot, gotta win one more. On a hot street, never gets old. Soda with the ace and my team went gold.
Why am I playing with time as it's ticking away? It's ticking away, away. I'm asking why. It's not a second to waste. They're ticking away, away, away. They're ticking I'll give it one more try. I don't know why, but I keep coming back every time. I want it more than my life. I don't know why, but it feels so right. Why am I playing with time as it's ticking away? It's ticking away, away. I'm asking why we run for life. It's not a second to waste. It's ticking away, away, away.
Nothing ever works, nothing.
Renegade, Horoscope, 24. Got him all blood with a kick home. Pedal on a pedal with an old 3 kit room, boom, up 400 dash roll. Got to see 100 the end move. Get lifted, body the big cool. Let's do flat over your head. Body got banana on me, oh, double nine. Telephone cut that rain. Shout out my son for the rain time. I don't want cut my leg. Running fist fire, scared no rest. Go pop one ring, go break one bench. I pop missile, if I wish I put one pistol on my head. Was popping and popping, love in the morning. Blue come over to come in the morning. Vogue in the flick, poster forming. Confident boy run a halo on me. Jealous in the envy, all fill up in the air. I be hitting minimal when I'm on the air. Yeah, boy so pitiful, wanna be my pet. Oh well, good boy, catch a bone on the stair. Renegade, Horoscope, 24. Got him all blood with a kick home. Pedal on a pedal with an old 3 kit room, boom, up 400 dash roll. Got to see 100 the end move. Get lifted, body the big cool. Let's do flat over your head. Body got banana on me. Oh, skittle my life. Skittle. Green pet flavor. Take all the vibes. Right side center. Pesky side. I need to spin it. Blind with a face, spin relay on this light. We gon' see where to take off. I am the chosen one, that's how I feel. I ain't tripping on rewind. The blessing I got from the angels around me are really some A1. I am the chosen one, that's how I feel. I ain't tripping on rewind. The blessing I got from the angels around me are really some A1.
Renegade, 你先将我包围。Renegade，浓雾自我击坠。雨落下，扣紧我外套。一辆车穿
your tone, kill me. A gang gon' be on your time. If it's a challenge, then we finna slide. I'm on the scene and I build my team and I build my gang. Yeah, I know they running this life. I'm a winner, I'm never top 5. Ain't no switching, I'm here with the guys, and they never lie. It might be a challenge, but that's what united us. Ain't nothing too late, cause that's what ignited us. Since we like Gina and Pam, Salt and Pepper, we take out your man.
Enemies forever. We can take it all to our graves. Enemies forever. You wanna take me down, take my place. Run, 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 run.
with me.
Yeah, I'm the king when I'm in the rain. I'm a G when I'm in the vein. Golden picks on the middleman. Ain't nothing but a gold thing. I'm the king when I'm in the rain. I'm a G when I'm in the vein. Olympics on the middleman. Ain't nothing but a gold thing, gold thing. Hit him with the left right. Type of ginger me door. Let the boys get night. I'ma show you who's the pro. Hit him with the left right. Type of ginger me door. Let the boys get night. I'ma show you who's the pro. Fry paper question time my mic on. 你们的一起上面卖准准备开工，胜不了你的战术，战略报告的梦。Get this one的大名单，我选择大势快攻。Yeah, flexing on 的高实力，不用真金白。放个风，这期打翻现实都带领，让我们动整个家人们换个台北一路风声。Cause all I do is bring on my neck. You better call it quit, real great. 叫我生命，叫声能并排解，把胜利变成现实，期待敌人麻烦 rest in peace. The squad people about to take it over. 这个同时真的称霸，白面身上你的人三比谁更能打？真的兄弟过得晓得我们在你绝大，歼灭敌人腹地，选择用我们的 red dot。上帝告诉兄弟别怕，越大的天才才会证明 with the real ones。绝杀的功力我们并不缺乏，学家敌人在胜利之后get挂。啦，全息地盘扩大，拿下吧，赌上所有身价。大运用我的技法，击垮对手，这场游戏胜利赢家。Yeah, I'm the king when I'm in the ring. I'm a G when I'm in the ring. Olympics, I beat the middleman. I'm the king when I'm in the ring. Yeah, I'm a G when I'm in the ring. Olympics, I beat it. Yeah, I'm the king when I'm in the ring. I'm a G when I'm in the van. Olympics, I'm the middleman. Ain't nothing but a gold thing. Yeah, I'm the king when I'm in the ring. I'm a G when I'm in the van. Olympics, I'm the middleman. Ain't nothing but a gold thing, gold thing. Hit him with the left right. Type of ginger me door. Let the boys get night. I'ma show you who's the pro. Hit him with the left right. Type of ginger me door. Let the boys get night. I'ma show you who's the pro.
Y'all sit back and watch me speak. About to take over your screen. Talking bulls in 93. Talking mama, I'm on TV. Y'all know all I do is me. All I do is me. Y'all sit back and watch me speak. Y'all sit back and all I know, my money green. About to snap and make a scene. My cup off and make this free. My cup off and make them scream. Go pop off for TMZ. Y'all sit back and watch me speak. Y'all sit back and watch me speak. Y'all sit back and watch. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Sit back and watch. Sit back. Sit back. Sit back. Sit back. Money long, nothing on credit. I got style, don't catch no feelings. All this bread, ain't got no lettuce. I got style, don't catch no feelings. Watch me. Watch me. your back, watch your back.
틱틱 문을 차고 있자 이건 데자부 이미 와본 걸까 내 성공을 전부 담긴 그릇이 작아 I can't lose 점수 그건 의미 없는 숫자 내 열의 top 10 거는 식당 행걸로 채운 옷장 전부 대스탁 상시줄이 red dot 경고는 없어 better not 난 사방에 다 뿌린지 마치 red hot
Broken and bruised, what's left to lose here on the edge of forever? I'll never wait, I'll never fight, wait or sacrifice, fight until the final hour. Pain is my superpower.
Nesta casa não tem porta nem morada. As janelas são fechadas, guardam tudo o que restou. Mandei o recado à lua que agora é só tua, mas ela não chegou. Dizia que encontrei um passarinho que não queria andar sozinho neste céu que se fechou. Nesta casa não tem porta nem morada. As janelas são fechadas, guardam tudo o que restou. Só quero encontrar o meu destino, sem saber bem o caminho de quem por aqui passou. Alvorada que chegou, alvorada que mudou, alvorada que chegou, alvorada que ficou.
Anytime you clock a butterfly, I flip a switch, keep a secret, let you come inside. When I run the gamut, but I could never plan it. I keep on breathing when I land it. When I run the gamut, but I could never plan it. I keep on breathing when I land it. If you give me a piece of your heart, you keep easy when we are a part of two worlds. It could be nothing, maybe it's something. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on me. Me. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on me. Me. Keep your eyes on 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 me. Anytime you clock a butterfly, you flip a switch, keep a secret, let me come inside. When you run the gamut, but you could never plan it. You keep on breathing when you're in it.
Hello, everyone, and we're back for another week and the last week before the finals of Counter-Strike for Irish Esports Collegiate. My name is Ora Blanco. I'm joined here by Alex today. How are you feeling, Alex, tonight?
I'm excited. It's going to be great to see who can get to our LAN stage. It's good. It's going to be a pretty tough match for both teams. They've earned their spots here in their semi-final, so it could go either way.
Yeah, so we will be showing QB and UL tonight. We have Ancient as the first map with UL starting on that CT side. And I'm sure you've heard of these names, Alex, and I'm sure the viewers have heard of these names on each of these teams. You've seen them probably on the streams. The usual CM2K, Bingus, although we've showed them on stream, I believe 2-3 weeks ago. And then the side of QB, Stundus, Bakuna, Skiwax, all that whole team. So I think looking from previous matches, both these teams, all these players, what I feel like they will be evenly matched. But it will be the game to show us if that is true.
Absolutely, this first map is going to be the real. It's going to show how the series is going to go on and how who's going to make it. I think they have to get off to a good start straight away here if they want to have a chance to win.
Yeah, 100%. And I believe, producer, are you seeing the same as I'm seeing? We have 6 players on the side of UL.
Yes,
I don't think that's right. All right. Well, I think one of these players do have to leave, but while we're waiting for all these players to ready up, while we're waiting for them to get sorted in this map and get comfortable, I want to thank a few of the sponsors, of course, Coco Noodles, Rira, and GG Machines, powering up these streams and letting us cast these games. We're going to be thanking them as well in our final, which is going to be not this weekend, but next weekend. If you want to get some tickets, you can check out either our Discord channel or socials. They're all there, or our page at Irish Esports Collegiate. So, if you want to see these teams fight it out, or teams in any of the other games, that will be in the finals live at Dogpatch Labs in Dublin. And I think we're just waiting for one of these players to ready up. But, Alex, looking at these players, who do you think will be... Who do you think, will take this lead, at least for these teams? We know how some of these players play for themselves sometimes, or, they do need to... Yes, there's 6 players on one of the teams, and the game has started, which is a problem. Okay, it is a coach, and we're gonna go into the first game. It is a coach in one of these spots, but yep.
It's worked out fine. The coach is now fixed. It's 5v5. Throw me off. QB Whiffers coming in to be here. Very quick side take. Good. Great smoke control, but there are 4 players behind those smokes.
Yeah, a little bit of missed utility, but they're now sitting up, and that dude will just try to fight it out, just stand out in the open. Takes out 1 player before he falls, and now Bakuna taking out those heads of the side of UL, and now a 1v1, and Rem will be able to take it out with a 4-piece, all headshots with that USP. No reload needed. Just take them straight out, no kit needed either. He has the time to just take this round flawlessly, almost an ace. But beautiful team play from the side of UL taking that side.
Yeah, that late round play with Rem there's why the coach is still in the...
Okay, there we go. The coach has left.
Wouldn't be an Ireland Esports Collegiate Series game without some technical difficulties.
No, never. And it's just great to take him out early, before we get to the final. So hopefully during the final we won't have anything to worry about. And Wash Manganda already fighting here in cave, trying to stay alive. Frenty is there to help him as well, and Frenty with a 2nd kill. And now these 2 B players on very low HP, but Bakuna in mid is taking the control. That Galil will be so much more useful than those SMGs this long range.
And it's drawing a rotation, so it'll be interesting to see if QUB sort of predict this, and will they go back towards the B site, but they are heading towards A main and heading into a site with 1.5 players on it.
Another bit of technical difficulties, but looking at the HP of those 2 QUB players, they're on 13 HP, they're on 2 HP, and then there's an M4 with 100 HP, and they're gonna fight it out. I know you can't see the screen, guys, but I'm just gonna I'm just gonna cast it without the game showing to you, and it is just Bakuna in a 1 versus 3, Galil in hand, bomb on his back, but there is no utility that he can use, and he has to fight out these 3 players. 2 of them are low, but these MP9s up close could be very, very deadly. And now he's going to come up against Washmagra and takes him out. Washamga, I can never say that name. And now from his back, 3 HP, but Rem with that M4 saving the day for his team. Bakuna almost getting something there, but it looks like the coach is still here.
I think
We
the
cannot
coach
get rid of the coach.
automatically dies at the start of every round, so it is all right. It does just look a bit strange in the freeze
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, no, it does. And yeah, there we go. The coach is out, and I don't know why it wasn't put into, a spectator of one of the sides. But now trying to take mid control here without any guns at all, pistols in hand, but that Tech 9 will do work. But then the M4 in Friendly's hands will get him 4 and will get him the ace with that USP finish. So easy eco ace, spray 4 players down, take out the USP, hit a few shots, and that's the round going towards UL. So now, they're on 3 rounds. So that CT side, you do have to hold that economy or you're going to have a problem, going into those other rounds.
Yeah, just ice in his veins there. Fully, expecting that eco and just giving them space to push in, but also not giving them enough space to get into a bomb site and get that bomb down.
Yeah, now the full utility will be thrown into B. They're trying to hold something here. They're trying to take mid control. And it looks like the T's are spread out a little bit. They have that lurk onto A. They will throw that smoke over for that fake as well. And now Washamga will be here against one of these players. And the timing is in his favor. He's looking straight at that smoke. Able to just take out that one player, not aware of it. And CM2K as well, taking out another one. So putting QB at a 2-man advantage, but the caster curse always delivers. So now a 1-man advantage only.
And now they're back to even. Oh no, they're not.
But Frenty.
Frenty
is just
is not like that.
No. He's just at a shooting gallery at this point, Kills 2 in mid, does a 180, shoots the last one, and he says, "This is my round. You're not getting onto B side."
Yeah, he just had to prove us wrong and say they are taking complete control here with the first couple of rounds, and it's going to be another half buy coming out from QB. Looks like a fast play in towards B.
Yeah, and it will be Tech 9, Mac 10, and it will work in their favor. And now trying to fight that cave position, 1 man down. QB at an advantage here. They have the site. It is their eco, but CM2K will respond to that by taking out one of those other players. But that dude, once again, will help his teammate out, will get that frag and not allow that one player to sit in cave and disrupt the QB team.
Skiwalks here. Doesn't get to finish his kill. That dude comes in and cleans it up. That half buy is their first round on the board here on their T side.
Yeah, and it's looking like a good round. They've hit a lot of the economy of that CT side for UL. And, as we said previously, you do need to win those rounds and not lose too many guns as you win those rounds, because as we can see, that economy is looking really bad right now. They have almost no money for next round if they lose this.
Yeah, even Frenty with 10 kills, still only on $950 after this round. Util is light. 3 flashbangs and a smoke is all they have left now. A minute and a half left.
Yeah, and that bomb drop might have been heard, but I think the player sitting Xbox on that A site was just a little bit too far. But it looks like the rotations from UL have come in. They're sitting on this A site and watching main here. They're watching that exit. They're still covering all of the sites, and it is Washamga to just be that solo B player, and it looks like UL took the gamble and it's paying off as of now. Washamga will clear B. He'll know there's nobody there. He knows these players will be in A main.
That dude pushed through the smoke here into Donut. He gets caught from behind by Rashanga.
Yeah, now that full rotate will come in handy for UL. They're just spraying down these players 4 versus 2. He walks to try and plant the bomb. He gets it down to 3 HP. That USP from Frenty through the smoke, and Frenty once again with another another 4K coming in from one of these UL players. Frenty taking out that M4 first, spraying down those players. USP once again to finish it off, and it will, it will just be an easy round for the side of UL right now.
Just seems like it's not QEB's day. They're running into a brick wall that is Frenty.
Yeah, and even, it doesn't matter if they go A, if they go B. Mid has worked for them so far, at least on the pistol round where they could have ran in the round where they had to force up. They bought up and they took that mid control. It worked for them, but I don't think they've realized that they haven't utilized it enough. And they just keep coming into these, these stops that are these players just spraying them down on side. And Bakuna to open up the round. CM2K taken out in mid. They've taken that anchor out, and Frenty Droopy to, to trade out their teammates right there.
But there's just flank after flank after flank coming in here. UL are getting very confident with these plays, and it looks like it's going to come back to bite them a bit here. 3v2 now.
Yeah, and that dude has to fight this first, and he gets the spray in for the headshot. And now it's all down to Rem. We've seen what Rem can do, but will he opt in to play this round, or will he just go for that save? And with an AK for next round, yeah, with an AK for next round, it will be looking good for, for that headshot potential. But they do have to utilize that. They do have a little bit of money in the bank to buy up for some teammates. Frenty on 4,000, Washamga on 6,000. So it is a little bit of money to utilize for next round, but it's still gonna be tough if they, if they're not able to pick up another round. But UEB securing their second one on the board, so UL have a little bit of moving space on the CT side at least.
Yeah, they've put themselves in a pretty comfortable position, even with that sort of weaker CT economy. With losing rounds, they're not losing multiple in a row is the main thing here. There's damage being done to the economy in these close rounds, but winning rounds is the name of the game.
Yeah, and that's what UL are doing exactly. Those nades doing a little bit of damage to Bakuna in mid. And now once again UL are playing very aggressively here. Already Cave pushed in, mid is shooting down Frenty, but he does not care. Pushes in, gets Droopy down to 18 HP, and now UL being one man down. They're trying to get something here, and straight away that dude just getting dinked without even being able to answer with a shot of his own.
Yeah, just the reactions are faster, the accuracy is better, everything. It's just been a slow start for QEB, I think, and UL have just come out the gate shooting.
Yeah, they've taken these rounds from them where QEB, I feel like, could have played that better. But still, UL are using the space they have. They're using the fact that QB aren't taking some of the space they should have. That smoke missed as well from that dude going up into the ceiling. And it looks like, some of these QB players are it looks like they're playing a little bit of a solo game here. Kiwok's coming into A, but will take out that player. And now will this trigger a rotation for the side of UL? That op in the hands of CM2K. He hears the bomb plant, they know where it is, and they know one player is still on A.
Might have heard him getting tagged by that grenade there too. They might double peek him, and they do. He gets the collateral, but it's not enough damage.
Sundus just saved. If he peeks first, the collateral would have taken out both players, but now Rem just jumping around the corner. Skiwox is there waiting for him, and now that op will be picked up into the hands of QEB.
Yeah, that handing over that op there could prove fatal. Could get QB back on the board here a little bit. They are starting to claw their way back, but that could be the catalyst.
Yeah, and the problem here now is, for UL at least, the fact that they have lost so much money. They're just going to have to rush in with these USPs, these pistols. They take out one, but the spray from that dude will take out 3 players already, and now just pushing in on his own, Frenty, with no person to help him. But Washanga is there to at least take out that dude standing on his own in ramp. He has an AK, he can save this now. The bomb is planted, there's not much he can do. No real utility to use, no HP, no armor. So it will just look like another save for UL.
Yeah, that was just sort of a throwaway round. There was nothing really there. There was no strategies one can go for with 5 USPs against a full bot T side, but they did well to get those 2 kills, and they'll be feeling that in their economy coming into the next round.
Yeah, but the problem is they've lost that AK. Washamga just doesn't set up correctly, you know. He peeks, he doesn't expect that player to be that far pushed out already. He hears the steps, just not enough for him to get that kill, you know. Pass round would have given a little bit of a kick to the side of QB, maybe even taken the op from their hands, but it's not working out in their favor right there. And now, you know, QB are 1 away here from tying it up from a 5-1 to a 5-5.
Bakuna went for a quick peek with the op. There was 2 players there where he just couldn't get his crosser onto them one time. Droopy catches CM2K. He doesn't make it a double. Rem manages to trade out his fallen teammate, but 50 damage taken in return.
Yeah, QB finally punished that, that push from the side of UL into cave, that early ramp peak. They finally take out that player, and I believe UL are now losing a little bit of the control they used to have in this map. And Bakuna, what a pixel shot. Takes out Bingus. Skiwox follows that up with taking out Rem, and that dude should have fallen right there. 12 HP left. Frenty had the first shot, but it doesn't matter. Now 4 versus 1. Bomb will go down, and it looks like Washamga once again left as the last man standing, and it once again looks like another save. And not much to say here. Washamga able to take out 1, but in return Skiwox will be there to assist his teammate, trade him out, and not let Washamga get away with that AK for the next round. So now QB tying up this score for themselves, 5-5 in rounds in this first half. And once again they force UL onto an eco round here. So not much they can do here. They have nades bought up, so if they're lucky enough, they will get a few kills. But nobody's mid right now. They're just gonna push into A. They're gonna throw down the smokes. They're gonna get right in. They know these players are low on money, but Rem and Washamga will take out 2 and a third as well. And now Skiwox checking behind, but will it be enough for him to take out this player trying to fight him? And the shots are just not going in anyone's favor. UL able to take out 3, but now 2 versus 2.
Certainly a scrappy round.
Yeah.
Now both teams are just fast rotating to B. Both think about calling it off, but this is going to favor the T side here. With the 2v1 on the B side.
Yeah, and they just have to enter in. Bakuna has to get that initial op shot. That smoke feels like that was a little bit of a a miss there, the wrong bounce in, and Rem is waiting. Skiwox taken straight out, and now Bakuna has to fight this in a 1v1, 1v2 situation. He has to take out this first player before the second one gets there, but he hears the second player and now spots the first, dinks him up. He's not looking the right way. It still pays off, and now 1v1 situation. He's very close. He doesn't know about it, and Rem will be there to take him out on 23 HP.
Much too tight of a round there, if we're being honest. They should have had a chance in that round, and they just brought it much closer. It was pure. It was a very skilled round, but a lot of good luck as well with those sprays going awry.
Yeah, no, the fact that Bakuna was not taken out there with that spray from that M4 is, you know, very lucky and good timing for them when they peaked, and Bakuna
He gets
taken
this off
out.
right back.
Yeah, taking out another player now, and getting the leg in, but not enough HP to take Rem down, and now Rem 24 HP. He's gonna get spotted, but he will be the one to take the shot, and Bakuna taken out of the round, and now the kills fall. UL left with 2 standing, 1 man disadvantage, and they have to get something done here, but they're all smoked out. The bomb will go down. There's nothing they can do about it right now, and the missed spray from Frenty will punish him. And now last round of this half will be, feels like going to the side of QB, but it's still, the cards are still on the table, but Skiwox will peek out, will take out that last player, and it will be a draw for the first half, 6-6. You know, looking at that scoreboard, Frenty and Rem doing so much work for their team on that CT side. You know, those pushes paying off, those early advances on that CT side. But I'm looking forward to see what type of strats they have ready for that T side.
Yeah, and especially with Dat Dude and Bakuna sort of coming into themselves a little bit here and towards the tail end of that first half. Going to be a nail biter of a second half of this map.
Yeah, and it looks like QB are setting up here, pushing out into A already. The dualies won't be able to take a single shot. Frenty taking out the first player. Skiwox with another one. CM2K as well, waiting on that mid flank. And now they just have to wait for that bomb to tick down. But UL have to clear the site. And it won't be enough USP shots fired into Frenty to take him out. And, you know, very good pistol round from the side of UL.
Yeah, it was just pistol rounds most of the time just come down to who can click heads better, and as UL have been showing us, they are able to click heads better.
Yeah, they bring these Glocks to a close range fight, and that just gives them that round. You know, those USPs not being able to, let's say, spray as well as those Glocks with 20 bullets in them as well. The stress sometimes kicks in, and you're just not able to click the initial headshot. And it looks like UL have just walked into a free A side. QB have gambled on B, but they've just got the wrong 50-50 right now.
Yeah, when you're on these 4 USPs and a P250, you just have to P2K, sorry. You just have to make a gamble and just stick with it.
Yeah,
they're going to be looking for exit frags here, but I don't see them getting too many.
Yeah, it looks like UL just saw what QB were trying to do. They instantly smoke off A main, and you know, UL are just left here without getting really much work to be done after, you know, just killing that single player, which didn't give them much at all. Mac 10 is all they will get.
Mac 10 is better than nothing you get if you die.
True, but they are able to buy up these M4s now. which might give them that upper hand against, these two AKs, a Galil and two Mag 10s. It's not an AK, but it's still an M4. Just double headshot and you win the gunfight.
Yeah, absolutely. And headshots are it's a game of headshots in this game and in this map anyway. Both teams absolutely on peak form here.
Yeah, and they're really fighting it out. That spray from Frenti really taking that HP down. But Sunday Skiwalks, they're there with those MP9s that we talked about earlier, and they're just spraying down these UL players. Now 4 versus 2. UL are surrounded here, and it's just one man standing. Frenti, we've seen these 4Ks come in, but he's not gonna be able to even get a single kill right here. MP9 straight Ferrari peak out, takes him down, and that will be another round for QB.
4 kills for Skiwalks there on the MP9. He's up to $7,000 in the bank. And with all that money, they're going to be calling a timeout.
Yeah, and,
think about how to spend it.
Yeah, and looking at these rounds, we're 7 to 8. These teams are going round for round, but kind of looking, Alex, at how they have played. Who do you think will be the one going home, basically? Who will win this map? Not going home with the win straight away, but who do you think will be going victorious out of this map?
I still think it's too early to tell, to be honest. UL are obviously, they got off to that incredible start, but 4 rounds in a row back from QUB leveled the game. It's been leveled twice since then. And I just don't, I don't see a better team here.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think as long as UL are able to keep QB's economy very low, it might be looking good for them. But even these pistols are deadly. We've seen those 5.7s come out really handy in one of those rounds where there was an eco, and they almost bring it to a close with a win. But as you said, it feels like it is too early to tell, even though we're already in that second half, and none of these teams want to concede a single player and any bit of space.
That dude catches Bingus trying to poke and prod into the B site there. But it looks like the main fork of the attack is going towards A. It is open at the moment. One man in CT. Catches some damage there, but no kill going either way.
Yeah, now CM2K, Mac 10 in mid, taking out the first player, and now he's going to go up against Droopy. Droopy trying to chase him down a little bit. He's, they're doing this flank here. Droopy and Sundis running straight in behind into A main, and they're just getting taken out on site. CM2K, that Mac 10 won't do you any good that long range, and it will be QB to retake that site and bring them back to an 8-8. So once again, UL get ahead by 1. QB answer back with another 1, and it feels like it's just one forward, 1 back. And at this rate, I feel like we're gonna see an overtime in our first game here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a test of patience more so than anything else. It's going to, I think we're in for a pretty long match tonight if this is how it's going to be going. 8-8 now. A strange spread here. 3 players mid. And the pistol rush into B is working.
Yeah, Bingus with that headshot, but Ewoks is there with that M4 spraying down that one AK on the side of UL. Maybe they're able to do something, but Rem with that beautiful 1 dig as well. Now they're on even ground, and as I say that, Washamga going in, taking out 1, and now it's just Rem left with that deagle. to hopefully get him something, but it won't matter because Bakuna is there to watch Sundis while he defuses. That will, now bring QUB up by 1 round. And will UL have enough to answer it once again and bring it to a 9-9, or will we finally see, a 2, maybe 3 round lead from the side of QUB?
Yeah, it feels like the first team to get 2 rounds in a row here could really run away with it. Both economies very shaky. This round is the decider pretty much of who wins the map. And Bakuna catches Rem first straight away in mid, full blind through the smoke.
But Washamga is there to answer. He gets that dude, and now in that smoke, one of these players is having a little bit of a tough time. Bakuna still takes out Bingus, and now 4 versus 3 for QUB. They have the control. They have both sides. They don't have mid. That is their only weak spot right now. And Sundis has utilized it. No, excuse me. Sundis is on the CT side. Washamga has utilized it. He's in cave now, and they're trying to take this ramp control, but they're not aware that these players are playing 2-2 for each side.
Yeah, these site holds have been pretty weak. The retakes have been great, but just 2 smokes and they're locked out.
Yeah, that's sprayed through the smoke as well. Getting a little bit of damage onto Skiwalks, but not enough to take him out. Bakuna on 19 HP as well. So 1 grenade and he's out of that picture. And these sides, these positions are being held so well. CM2K able to take out 1. Frenty with 2 after Sundis and Bakuna take out 2 of his teammates, and now once again it's all in the hands of Frenty. Sundis left on very low HP, 11 HP is all he has, and now the defuse is going in, the flash, but Frenty is there, headshot coming in, and once again tied up 9-9. None of these players, none of these teams want to give any ground at all.
It comes down to last player, last bullet every single round. And that's why it's 9-9 now. There's no leeway on either team to even drop a second in a round.
Yeah, because if they do, that defuse might have gone in, and Sundis pushing in with his teammates into mid, 3-man push. They have it taken now. And Cave, they have the control. They have, they have a little less HP on their side, but they're still 1 man up. Bakuna left with 7 HP, and Droopy with 15 is taken out by Frenty. And now the A side is open. They don't have the bomb here, but they still have the bomb site. And now that will call in for a rotation. Sundis already in CT, already going in. Into that cave position, not cave position, sorry. Skiwalks from that cave position, taking out 1, and Sundis answering with another 2. And it's all down to Washamga once again. Bomb on his back, all full utility. So they're able to try and do something here, but if they don't spot this player in Donut, they won't be able to get anything. But Bakuna taken out already that 1 player that was on 7 HP, and now Washamga has to hope.
He
has to hope the timing is in his favor, but it's not. And as you said, that will be Skiwalks taking him out, and 10-9 now. They're on double digits, but I don't think it matters at this point, as we've seen, these teams going 1 for 1, although the side of UL is on very low money.
Yeah, it's going to be pistols here. But there's still only FAMAS, 2 MP9s and 2 M4s. Neither economy is looking too great right now.
Yeah, but they're still going to rush into that M4, and 20 bullets in that mag will do a lot for you, and that MP9 from Bakuna as well. He's able to pick up that M4, so recover that gun, and we finally see a 2-round lead on the side of QUB. And are they able to hold it for the next 2 rounds? Are they able to win out these last two to take that map home for themselves? And now it looks like, once again, we're seeing a little bit of a B entry here. The smoke drone to deny that molly, and now they're already have site control. Frenty taking out that dude straight away, and now he has to hide in that corner, not be taken out. And CM2K is watching that flank once again. Sundis not able to convert anything on that mid push, but Bakuna with one full mag taking out two players, and CM2K, that flank watch coming in handy. 2v2 now. Rem and Frenty coming out of the smoke. Skiwok's not expecting him. In instant headshot. And now Rem sees that player. Don't shoot your teammate, Rem. And that will be another round for UL. So they're back to a 1-round lead only. So now QB, you know, they might be feeling the pressure here that they need to win this round, since if they don't, they're gonna be on an eco.
Yeah, and 25 HP was all that was left there. Came down to the very end. Like I said, last bullet every round. Pistol push here, they get one.
Yeah, but they're not able to get another. The spray from Washamga, and then Frenty, just the shooting range for them right now. They take out one player, but that's not enough. They don't recover a gun. They don't get much done there. But now they have the economy. You know, they're back on a draw basically, 11-11, and this is the decider if one of these teams once again gets that 2-round lead, or if you go back to winning 1-1 and just coming out with a overtime for this first map.
Yeah, this is... I know I've said it a couple of times now, this is a decisive round, but it just feels like every single round is. You don't know when this game is going to end because of how tight it is.
Yeah, and that nade almost taken out. Bingus as well. 4 versus 3 for QB, and they are looking like they have the HP advantage on their side. Two of these UL players, very low HP, 26. And as I was going to say that, Washamga throws that nade under Bingus's feet, but Washamga is able to answer with a kill to at least, make his teammate happy if they win this. But they don't. It will be QB, and I think, they're going to be raging now with that team kill with that nade. So 12-11, match point for QB, or, an overtime point for UL.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how much difference that 10 HP player would have made, but they are definitely going to be kicking themselves. Just, it's an unforced error. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think even as a distraction, that 10 HP player could have peeked out, and his teammate might have had more time to adjust, or even just more time to deal a little bit of damage to help them out in that round later. But unfortunately for them, they take out their own player there, and now they're in a little bit of a tough spot. They're feeling the pressure, UL 100%, because QB are playing it, a little bit, not dangerously, but they're playing it a bit more safe. They still, I'm sure, want to finish it out with that win for this map and no overtime, but it's still to be decided by UL.
Yeah, this is just it's gritty, it's back and forth. Just a perfect map to start off our stream tonight. Frenty with an incredible headshot there onto Droopy.
Yeah, and Frenty just walking into Donut and not being spotted by that player sitting in there, and it's a flawless round for UL to bring them to this overtime. And we said this is the round that matters to them, and they show that they can do it. and they show it really well because almost not taking any damage at all. The headshots come in, they show that they're warmed up finally, and at this last round they just get the perfect timings they could, not losing a single player. And now now they're into this overtime. Now both teams have economy, whatever economy you would like, but it looks like Bingus has left. And is the coach gonna play? Yeah, I believe it's a tech timeout. One of these players has a problem, I'm guessing with the PC or the internet connection. So, kind of to analyze the past few rounds. As you said, around the halfway mark, as we've said, it's too early to tell which team is gonna win this map, at least. Maybe not this this semi-final, but this map for sure. And I think even looking at the scoreboard, it's not like any of these teams are really galloping ahead with these kills. And they both of these teams show as well that how well they can play as a team. But I think even just looking at this, how do you feel, will one of these teams burn out? Will there be a moment where, they start missing? Will there be a moment where they, make a big mistake and they have to really pay for it?
There might be a hot take, but I think QUB are the ones who are going to sort of weather the storm a little bit better. Obviously, they came into the match a little bit slower, but also they're playing a much more team-oriented Counter-Strike compared to UL, and I don't think that I don't think it's viable long term for UL to be playing so individualistically.
Yeah, and I will agree with that because as we saw, the pushes they do and how they try to execute the whole map, really, how they try to take that control, it's not a good way for them to try and get that done. As we saw, that final round, they played that really well with a really, a real presence of that teamwork coming in. And now we see once again that team play from the side of QUB, the 3-man mid push, taking out those 2 players in cave. And now it still looks like it will be a B take, but that AWP is in that back line in CT, holding down ramp, and there will be a molly to push out that dude. And now B side is completely taken by the side of UL.
Yeah, that dude just looks sort of uncomfortable there. What? Washamga? He just runs into that dude. Questionable decision there. Maybe expected that dude to have fallen back a bit, wait for his teammates, but now it's sort of pushed this into QUB's favor.
Yeah, but as we say, that Bingus taking out 2 players, that dude out as well. So that AWP, that danger from that single shot kill is gone, and CM2K and Bingus will just finish out this round. 4 versus 2, but it comes out in their favor after all.
I have no words. I don't know how they won that round. They clicked heads better, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm shocked as well, and
There was running through smokes. There was running in front of ops. There was that. I think that round should be replayed. Neither team should have won that round.
Yeah, I feel like Washamga just pushed in. It was, I want to be out of this round. That's what it felt like. And then Bingus and CM2K just, bring it back. They're able to, take it to a close in their favor. And as I say that, it looks like the players from the side of QB in mid are just taking out any player that comes into their crosshair. And now it feels like these players on UL are just a little bit scared to peek. They're they're not trying. They're not really taking any space. Although Bakuna is here inspecting his knife, and he gets shot by CM2K, but it doesn't matter. Droopy is there, and now Rem with the beautiful headshot. Once again, taking B side, and once again, it is a 2 versus 4 here.
Yeah, they're going to be planting safe here. There's no spam opportunities. Playing very safe. It's a 2v4. They need to don't walk through the smoke and prove me wrong.
Yeah, but Moshamga taken out, and CM2K is not set up enough for that bomb, and he gets spotted by Sundis. Easy flick. Rem gets taken out, not able to, look at 3 players and decide which one to shoot first. It's just not enough, and once again, we see a repeat of the whole match where it's just tied up 1-1.
Yeah, it's like this is good. Like I said, going to be a long one.
Yeah, and hopefully, they're able to not take it to 6 timeouts, but not timeouts, sorry, overtimes. But it might be one of these where these teams are so well matched and so evenly matched that they're just gonna take round for round, and it won't matter how many times they play. They will have to get tired enough. But remember, this is just the first map. This is just the first map of this best of 3. So they do finally have to, not burn out completely. And 4 versus 1 now. That dude holding down Cave. And it's just down to Frenty, but he's not even able to take out that dude. And that will be, once again, a 1-round advantage to the side of QB going into the second half of overtime number 1.
Yeah, it just seemed that those QUB players everywhere in that round, they got UL's number 100%. I think the strat book isn't particularly deep from UL, at least on Ancient, and QUB are really starting to take advantage of that and stretch themselves thin in order to really just highlight the areas of the map that they feel UL are most likely to be at.
Yeah, and I feel like UL aren't taking enough mid control here, because we've seen QB every single time take control of mid, but now we see Rem trying to fight it, and it looks like it's working for them. The same strat that QB pulled the last 3 rounds of overtime is working once again, but for the other side. And now it's down to Skiwax. 4 versus 1. AK and utility in hand, but down to 17 HP. 1 bullet is all it will take to take them out of this round. And now, I feel like that fake was...
I don't think anyone heard
not
it.
useful. Yeah, I don't think anyone heard those steps.
Closest player was Frenty. Frenty is quite a distance away.
Yeah, and now he didn't check the back of pillar, so he might get knifed. But no, it won't be a knife from Rem. It will just be a bullet.
This is very serious play here now.
Yep.
This is not a UG game.
Yep, and it's once again tied up 14-14. If we don't see another run, of 2 rounds ahead, we will be looking at a second overtime if once again they tie up the rounds.
Yeah, we're really hoping they don't, because I'm tired and this is only map 1.
Yeah, this would be a very long game if they do, and it looks like UL are able to hold down mid, but QB, they're still playing around this mid connector. They're still wanting to take a bit of space here, hoping that QB have backed out. They're setting up the mollies. They're setting up the mollies for Cobby. They're going to clear that out. They know that no player should be sitting there anymore, and it looks like this split across the map from QB is huge. They have 2 players in mid, 2 players on A, 1 player on B, trying to get something here, and they're just waiting for UL to make that initial mistake to get them that round.
UL are just playing so disciplined here. They're just holding their angles, just sitting where they need to sit. Admirable, to say the least.
Yes. They're not over pushing, and Franti spotting out that dude here, and they know where he is now, but it will be Bingus to get the first blood of this round, and so late into the round, followed in by Franti taking out that dude. That one lurk onto B, and now the rotation from QB comes in. They spot that player in mid, a little bit of team damage. Sunday's headshots, ski walks down to 30 HP, so they're giving a little bit of a handicap towards UL. But 3 versus 5, it won't be easy for them to do anything. And now, as I say that, Franti with another kill, CM2K, and then Washamga as well. And a flawless round from UL, putting them in a great position right now.
Yeah, there just one more round to go here before we get overtime number 2 or map number 2. And I still, in this 30th round, cannot tell you who the favorite is.
Yeah, no, honestly, I do believe that we cannot decide which team is the better team right now, because these teams have had their mistakes. Yes, they've had their they've had their problems in these few rounds, but it's still, they bring it back. It's not like one of these teams are losing, they're losing space on the map, yes, but they're not losing any mentality. They're not losing any focus. They're still, able to hit those clean headshots. They're still able to hold the positions they need to. And we're already 30 rounds in, and it's just map 1. Are we going to be playing 30 maps in 3 maps? 30 rounds each map for 3 maps? I don't know, but we see Droopy draw the first blood here mid, clearing out that smoke very nicely with that grenade and taking out that one UL player.
Yeah, we could be going old school here with 30 round maps every map. But maybe we'll see more. Maybe we'll see 30 more rounds in this one map. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, maybe, maybe both these teams want to play a little bit of old school Counter-Strike. 16, first to 16 to win, or 15 for the overtime. So maybe that's what they're looking for here. And it looks like that one lurk on A site will bring out a rotation and 4 players here, but Bingus, he's not going to get taken out, evening the playing field for UL. Now the smokes will go down into that B site. They will get the bomb down, but Franti spraying through that smoke gets the headshot on Bakuna, pushes out as well that dude, and Droopy also fall, and it's all down to Sundays. He takes out 1, takes out 2. Now 2 versus 1. He's able to spray, but not enough to get that next headshot and take out both players, and we won't see another overtime. UL say not today. They're not allowing for another overtime. Franti, the man of the hour, the man of the game, 36 kills, and that the rounds that he's had have been, I believe, an ace, about 3 or 4 4Ks, and then that final round to kind of kick QUB out of that map, just pushing them straight through, spraying through the smoke, running out of the smoke, and then just flicking to another player. Great mechanics coming out from Franti, and really well played by UL to bring out that first map.
Yeah, it was a hard fought win, but judging by how they started and the mechanical prowess, as you said, of the players, it was, they probably had the slight advantage.
Yeah, and I think UL having that coach on their side, on their team, also, I'm guessing, helped them. The strats might have been called out there, and that might have given them an upper hand as well. but I feel QB are a very good match for them, and I believe Ancient was the pick of UL. And even if it wasn't, being able to win the pick of your opponent is really good. And for QB, it's really good for them to kind of hold their ground on the pick of UL. So I think, all we can say really is well played by both teams. I don't think we've seen this, this much even gameplay in a match, at least in Irish Esports Collegiate so far this season.
Yeah, it was an incredible match, and there's hopefully going to be an incredible map 2 coming up now. I think we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back to you in just a few minutes.